Hello, viewers. This is Dr. Hadiza Osuji, African Whistle. And with me today, I am delighted to have the current Chief of International Peace and Governance Council, Ambassador Dr. Hussaini Coomassie. Your Excellency, it is so nice to have you on African Whistle today. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yes. And permit me to congratulate you on this very important appointment. I believe you're going to bring, you will certainly bring a wealth of experience to the IPGC.
Well, I thank you very much for the honor and the privilege to be in your midst today. And I thank God Almighty for finding me worthy of, because it is God that chooses for us to lead. Leadership is not an easy task. So I pray God will guide me to lead successfully throughout my tenure. I thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Give us a big background. Who is Ambassador Dr. Hussaini Coomassie?
Ambassador Hussaini Coomassie is an indigene of Katsina State, born in Kano, brought up in Lagos. You can see how Nigerian I am. And happily married, with blessed with wonderful children.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And
so,
educational background. I did my primary school in Kano, Dala to be precisely. Secondary school, Panshekara also. And the high institution, I did my diploma in Kumasi, Ghana. And I had my degree in the Benin Republic. Then master's also in the Benin as well. I started with the immigration. I joined the Nigeria Immigration Service in 1987, served for 22 years, and resigned when I was given this opportunity to serve an international organization. So I have been in the corridor of peace, conflict resolution for the past 17 years.
Your reputation precedes yourself, sir. And so with that being said, what is the International Peace and Governance Council all about, IPGC? What is it all about?
IPGC is a peace and humanitarian organization established to uphold the Human Rights Declaration by the United Nations of 1948. So the role of International Peace and Governance Council is to maintain global peace through advocacy, through conflict resolution, seminars, workshops, engaging the communities, worrying factors, and so on. So the primary responsibility of IPGC is to maintain global peace wherever and whenever.
Oh, that's wonderful. And so the IPGC headquarters is in the US. And I believe the secretariats are established globally for diplomatic missions to accelerate peace, good governance, and eradication of poverty globally, just like you have mentioned. And that is a really tough job, I might say, especially considering today's climate. So how would you go about, achieving the goal of IPGC?
Well, it's as simple as that, because, peace is easier to maintain when there is no breakdown of law and order. So it's a cheap process when everything is going on smoothly, but very expensive when there is a breakdown of law and order. So as it is now, if you can understand, the whole world is not at peace at all. The whole world, not Nigeria, not America, not Britain, not Germany, everywhere is having one issue or the other, and the other. And you can see currently, a few days ago, there was outbreak of law and order in between Hamas and Israel. So it is a global phenomenon, and we all have to put hands on deck to make sure that peace is achieved or sustained. If you don't know the value of peace, go to areas that there is no peace. You will understand peace is very, very important to human life. Okay, how to achieve the goal is very simple. Number one, the first thing is you to look at the cause, the onus, the ingredients that cause the breakdown of law and order. You don't just bridge peace or advocate peace from among the top brass. No, you go to the grassroots. What is the actual cause of a war or whatever that makes peace to be breached? So from there, you will know how to sort it out, or start from there before you get to the top. And you understand that communities, local communities, are very, very important in the case of maintaining global peace. Local authorities are the first point of call to make sure that things are, tackled from the top roots. The top root of every, the strength of every tree is the top root. So the top root of peace or lack of peace is the communities, the local communities. So you engage the worrying factors, because the issue is that when you are at war, you spend much money, hard-earned resources, taxpayers' money, to buy weapons to be used in killing your fellow human beings. It's animalistic.
Yeah.
You are buying expensive weapon just to eliminate your fellow human being. So it's like you are buying something to kill your own self, because human being is we human beings are interconnected. We are family. So forget about the race, forget about the tribal sentiment, forget about the religious barriers. As far as you are a human being, we are brothers. No country barrier, no religious or tribal barrier. So you just look at it from your own senses. Is it fair to buy weapon in killing my own brother? No, the answer. So what do? Avert whatever that will cause that unrest. Try to avoid it. How do you avoid it? You look at the issues that brings argument or engaging one another in violence manner. When somebody said, I don't want this, avoid it. Not only that, somebody will go, let's assume that this is my house and I brought in a tenant. Then tenancy agreement expires and I said, please, I don't want to renew it. Leave my land or leave my house. And he said, no, I must stay. It's another. So the peace is everywhere. It's in our houses, it's in our communities, it's in our places of work, in our country, and we must fight hard or work hard to avert all these things. So my own this thing is not something that we will suffer in interpreting it. It's as simple as anything. Avoid it when it happens. Go to the grassroots. Engage the worrying factors, check or go through deeply what actually caused that war. Then from there, you know how to preach peace.
Interesting. So, as the current chief of IPGC, what was done before, and what are you planning to do differently to just make sure these goals are achieved?
simple again, even though it's a difficult task, but when you are master of that game, you find it very easy to do it. I have the support of the Supreme Council, and they did not only give me the mandate as it is here. I have the mandate, but they said, Ambassador, you can go out of the mandate to make sure if you are to add something to the colors that will make it fly to the acceptance of all. So you can understand synergy or harmonization of duty brings success or progress. When they were appointing me, I gave my condition. Please give me the constitution or the mandate, then give me free will to operate without interference. I am doubling about 3 different organizations now, but I found IPGC interesting because the scope of the operation is very big in IPGC. There is humanitarian support, youth empowerment, human rights violations, community development, and so on. So I have widespread than any other peace outfits that I have worked with. So that is why I said in Nigeria has a peculiar nature of handling peace in our own way. How to handle peace in America cannot be the same way to use in tackling it in Nigeria. So I told them, Nigeria is not America, it's not Britain, it's not Germany. Give me the free will to use the technicality, the local ideas in tackling. All what we need is peace. I will not go beyond the Constitution, and I will not violate the Constitution. And they gave me the free will. Fortunately, the president, the president of the Supreme Council happens to be a Nigerian. So he understands. And he said, Ambassador, I'm not going to interfere in as much as you don't go outside the Constitution or mandate given to you. But if there is anything to add in your mandate, you have to go. So now I have designed my framework, my templates, how I'm going to do. If you can understand, this appointment just came in some few days ago. And before then, I've been heading a peace platform, International Peace Commission, as the head of mission in Nigeria. So it's more or less a familiar territory. It's not something very difficult. Now what I am trying to do, or what I have already embarked since 3 days ago, consultations with the local authorities, consultations with our local government, councillors, chairmen, state governors, before we come to the federal side. Then not only that, I've started drawing out my map now to meet all the traditional institutions, religious leaders, because this is another problem, the religious aspect of it. All these leaders that are misleading us to fight one another, we have to draw a red line. Religion should not be a yardstick of peaceful coexistence. So we should keep religion aside, tribe, ethnic group aside, and look at humanity. So my plan now is first of all, the traditional council. After meeting them, I will extend my hands of fellowship to the religious leaders. Then from then, the government will come in. Communities, we have a way of meeting community leaders. You still come back to the traditional institution, because each ward has ward head, district head, emirate or kingdom or whatever. The local authority is there, and the local authority, the responsibility lies on the shoulder of our traditional rulers. So you have to map it out first, then you will bring out or come up with a communique to present to the government and advise the government on how and where to strike. So it's very simple. I've already mapped out the strategy, and I will give you a copy of my template or master plan, 10 years master plan. Wonderful. Even though my tenure is for 4 years, but I have 10 years master plan.
That's wonderful. And thank you, Your Excellency. And so, still staying back home, with regards to just like you have mentioned, conflicts everywhere. Nigeria, in particular, and today is suffering from a series, as you well know, of banditry and kidnapping, which is disrupting the peaceful lives of virtually every citizen, right? Farmers are afraid to go to the farms, travelers are afraid to travel. Even we in diaspora here, it's to travel, we have to think twice. So what role will your council play in trying to find a solution to this terrible scourge?
Community policy.
Hmm.
The main priority. Community policy. How do we achieve this? Police, military, or law enforcement agents are not magicians. They need you and I to be informed, or whatever name you call it, to be giving them update of what is going on. Sometimes you said, how did the DSS did the magic or whatever? Without collaboration from the public, you cannot do magic. No matter how much gadgets you brought into the country, you cannot curtail it. This insurgency is an organized crime. To me, it's not an issue. In fact, I am more afraid of banditry, kidnapping than all this insurgency. The authority knows who and who are behind it. They knows. It's something that we don't need to go deep into it. But the problem is that the police are lacking the manpower or technical know-how to handle it. The internal security lies on the shoulder of police, not the military. Now, military have been bastardized. You see military everywhere, which is not supposed to be. The DSS is an intelligent gathering organization. You don't need to see DSS going around the town trying to control control public or maintain law and order. No, they give the intel to the police. The primary responsibility of peace, internal peace, lies, as I said, on the shoulder of the police. But is police well funded? The answer is no. There's how much is the salary of a sergeant, a police sergeant, compared to a police sergeant in Ghana or in Niger? We are taking security lightly in Nigeria, and we joke with almost everything, including our lives. The police have been politicized. You see a policeman carrying a bag of a politician, a woman politician. What is the policeman doing with the bag? The policeman is there to protect it, not to be your errand boy or to be your whatever. So in that area, in that aspect, we have issues that attaching police to politicians should end. We have Civil Defense Corps, and Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, and their main responsibility is to work with the public, the civilians, and allow police to go on their duties. They are to protect buildings, public properties. That's the civil defense. So you see police also dragging with them. Traffic control is in the hands of traffic police. Police out on the road controlling traffic. What the hell are you doing there? We have we're supposed to have not less than 800,000 to 1 million policemen in Nigeria. How much is the staff strength of Nigeria police? Now, if you watch, we have how many ministers? We have over 40 ministers. Each ministers have policemen guarding, not one, not two, not three, guarding them while on the move. In their houses and guest houses, you see police everywhere attached to every minister. Not only that, every DG and MD or chairman of government agencies and parastatals are being protected by the same police that are short-staffed. Not only that, you will go and go to the government houses. Each governor and deputy governor, you see the bunch of policemen attached to the entourage of governor. What do you need it for? So it is time for police to draw a line. Let civil defense come in number, because to my statistics, civil defense has about 83,000 staff strength. over 50,000 bona fide staff, and 33,000 volunteers. What are they doing? Are they blowing siren only to be ceremonially roaming about? No. So police should leave the civil aspect of the job to civil defense. Let them do it. And I'm advising Nigerian government to look into inaugurating Nigeria Peace Corps. There is Peace Corps bill that has been passed by the Senate. The president should ascend his signature. Let them come and support civil defense and relieve police from their unnecessary duties that are not supposed to be there. So my own is that they should let police go back to their core mandate of maintaining law and order. Go to police stations. You see issues that are in the police stations. They made the police stations to be like markets. You go a case that's not supposed to, civil cases, police have been handling civil cases. You will go and see debt, husband and wife, ordinary debt collectors, police are involved. A matter that's supposed to go to court, police will be handling it. You see SARS, all this, that's what brought this NSAS issue. They are not supposed to be there. So my advice is that police IG, this particular IG is having the willingness to do something better. Let us support him and advise him to do it rightly, and we need it very urgent. We don't need more, we don't have more time to waste. Time is not on our side, it's our greatest enemy. Let police hit the ground. Let the IG start doing something. Want the police attached to all this. You see, I am the boss, maybe minister or ambassador or DG. My wife will be going out with police woman again. Why? So let us separate the work of the police from the civil aspect of it. Let civil defense be engaged. Keep them busy with other things. Then police battle with this insurgency or whatever. How to go about insurgency, madam? I have a very simple idea to chip in. Anytime police officers are going on operation, combat ready operation, they should seize all their phones, collect their phones. Some of these policemen are moles, and they set up their fellow colleagues to be killed. They give information to bandits. I'm telling you from experience, I know what I'm saying. I have my proof. I have my honors. Collect their phone. The radio message is enough. Everybody will hear what you are saying. But these SMS text messages, they are sending to bandits in order to get some token. You collect some small change to set up your own colleague to be killed. We have bad eggs in every aspect. Even in the churches and mosques, we have bad eggs. But the first area is whenever they are going. After all, they were doing better when there was no internet or GSM communication distance. They were doing better. So why must they go to operation with their phones? Why? The police should look into that area. If there is any phone that will be with the commander or whoever is in charge, that phone should be bugged. Every conversation should be monitored. This is the first area of problem. Then you don't go into bushes fighting insurgency or banditry in full camo or combat ready. No. You go in disguise as it used to be. Disguise, let the secret police go there, map out strategy. And this can be possible when the police are well funded. Because sometimes they will go and get facts when the other side bribe them. Let me use that word, or soft, handle them with some token. They will compromise. So this is the area. Remove the soldiers from our day-to-day security monitoring until it gets bad. Before, when we see soldier, when things get out of hand, you first of all see mobile police. When the mobile police is outpowered, then you bring military. So military is always the last option. But now military is the first option because people don't fear police again. People can disarm police because many people are trained, and police are also not helping matters by sacking police unnecessarily. You train somebody, spend taxpayers' money to train a policeman, then because of one thing or the other, found one thing, you court-martial him and dismiss him. This guy is trained to handle gun, and you have dismissed him, you have not caged him, you are not monitoring him, and he is in roaming about town looking for a way out. This time around, he has nothing to eat, nothing to shelter. So the idea that will come to him is that, let me go and rent a gun. And before you know, they are part of the bandits. So the bandits are not just spirits. Some of these ex-police, ex-soldiers, ex-this, ex-that, that are former security personnel, discharged, sacked, they are the ones training these guys. And they are also the ones, sometimes, the ones doing all this bad work. So there is a need. When you are dismissing a policeman, you monitor him, you caged him. If there is any way to pardon him and warn him, it will be much better than dismissal. At times, somebody, with a case of molestation, police have dehumanized somebody on the road. The next thing is police have dismissed him just because of his encounter with the general public. He molested a woman or a lady, a man, or he abused somebody on the road. They dismiss him. Why can't you use that avenue to reform him, punish him, and retain him? You have dismissed him, he will join the men of the underworld. Then you will be fighting using your money to fight the same monsters that you rear. You rear those monsters, you are fighting them. So there is no magic there. They are not spirits, they are not angels, they are human beings, the bandit, and Nigeria can crush them if they are willing. But as I said, you cannot just rush into bushes. Your set up to be eliminated unknowingly. So there is need for us to look deep into that side. As we are advising the IG, we should also include the area of chipping in something to be done instead of dismissal. Retain him, demote him. If he's sergeant, take him to corporal. If it is constable that has no rank, stagnate him to miss a rank that is coming. Maybe when he's going for promotional interview, deny him that rank and punish him for that offense he committed. But dismissal, for now, is not the answer.
Yeah, and retraining might be helpful as well, I am assuming. Okay, so what about the call that the bandits be offered an option to drop their arms and and be given a general amnesty? Do you think that can lead to peace?
My dear sister, if the bandits genuinely, there are things that you are fighting a cause. Why am I fighting this? Why am I holding arms against the state? Maybe my right has been violated. Maybe some social amenities have been ceased from flowing to my area. Maybe I've been denied certain privileges or whatever. So I'm taking arms against the government until those needs are met. This is different. Those that are doing it out of funds, those are doing it just for doing it, just to make fun out of it or to make money out of it, they are unrepented fellow. And the best thing is to crush them. The most important thing with bandit, he who that kills should be killed. But if they genuinely want to repent, we don't want to use a split over of blood. No. If they genuinely want to repent and not to go back to their vomit, granting them amnesty is not a problem. The government should look deep into it. Because I've seen why this thing is dangerous. I've seen cases whereby bandits will come and tell us we have repented. Yes. Government will grant them, state levels will grant them free will, amnesty. The next thing is that they go back to their vomit when they are not seeing the jumbo money flowing. Because somebody that is used to killing to get money and in millions, now to get 10,000 becomes a problem. You say, no, I'm going back. So there are people, they are not doing it because on course. They are doing it, out of wickedness, inhumanity. You see, somebody will be confessing how many people you have killed. He said, I don't know the number of people I have killed. And you want this person to be alive? This blood, human blood, is spiritually inclined. Whenever you split blood, that spirit will follow you. So no matter how it gets to a level of repentance or whatever, you will still fumble. So my own is that if you are caught in the act, let the Lord take its due course.